Hi artists, it's Miss Bugden. Welcome to the art studio. We have been learning so much about frogs and their habitats, where they live. And this week at the art studio, we get the opportunity to draw and paint frogs in their habitats. Now we've read the book From Tadpole to Frog and Frogs, and we're going to look at those books today to help us to come up with ideas of how we want to draw the frogs in their habitat. For example, do we want to represent the tadpoles swimming underwater, or the frogs hibernating in the mud, or maybe we want to draw and paint a picture of a frog eating some of its food. Let's take a look at some of the pictures from the book to get some ideas. All right, so this right here is From Tadpole to Frog. Let's take a look at these beautiful pictures. If you choose to, you could draw a picture of this right here or something like this with the frog on the lily pad and maybe some of the tadpoles around it. That's a great idea, actually. See. Ooh, here's a picture of the frogs hibernating in the mud with some of the underwater grasses. This could be an option for how to represent where the frogs live in their habitat. The above water in the ponds, could draw that. The grasses, the other animals, the frogs swimming around. Could draw a picture of the frogs laying eggs in the ponds. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, you could draw a picture of the grasses and the tadpoles kind of lying still, almost looking like leaves. Tadpoles underwater with the grasses. You could draw that. Tadpoles hibernating in the mud. Looking ahead. Could draw a picture of the frog on the lily pad eating the dragonfly in the water. So many different options. I think I'm gonna draw a picture of let's see. I'm gonna draw a picture of the frogs hibernating underwater. I find that so fascinating that they sleep all winter long. So I'm gonna draw it first. And I don't have watercolors at my house, so I'm gonna use some colored pencils afterward. If you have some watercolors or other types of paints, feel free to use those as well. And remember, the book is just to help us. My picture isn't gonna look just like the book. It's just to help me, to give me inspiration for how to draw it. So I'm drawing my frog. Drawing my frog, and it's sleeping. That's really important. So its eyes are closed. Its eyes are closed. I'll draw another one over here. Be thinking about, let me actually make this bigger so you can see me. Here we go. Be thinking about what you might want to draw. And the pictures in the book are there to give us some ideas. There we go. So here are the frogs, and they're hibernating in the mud. Now I'm going to pop up my picture again to think about what the habitat looks like. That's not it. There we go. Oh, there's some grasses. The grasses go all the way under the water. The grasses. And so this right here is the mud. So when I color it, I'll use a brown color to show that they are hibernating in the mud, and that's part of the habitat, mud. And then up here, I like how the book drew a picture of a fish or a shark to show that life is still happening. Even though that the frogs are sleeping, other fish are still awake and they're still moving. There we go. Okay. So, add a couple more grasses. Awesome. So after you've drawn your picture of the frog or the tadpole in its habitat, then you get to add color. You might choose to use crayons, markers, watercolor, paints. I have colored pencils. And you want to find colors that represent what the color of the habitat is. So the people that look at your picture have an idea of what it looks like where the frog lives. Okay, so taking out my colors, I got some blues, I got some greens. That's purple. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to color in this area brown. That's really, really important because that is the mud where the frogs are hibernating. Take out a brown. Okay. An outline. And I start to shade in. And I go around my frog. I don't want to color the frog in brown, so I'm not gonna just like do big strokes. I'm gonna do nice small lines, nice small strokes. That helps me have more control. And anyways, I would continue coloring all of this in brown to show the mud, and then start to color in some of the grasses, right? The grass is green, and I would color in the rest of the grasses, and then color in my frogs green, shade that in, right? And I would color that all in, and then up here, I would color in the water because the habitat is made up of the grasses, the mud, and then the water. All up here would all be colored in this blue, okay? All right, I'm not gonna color all of this in now. I'm gonna go work on mine while you choose how you're gonna draw your frogs and which habitat they'll be in. Remember, you can use the books for inspiration. I cannot wait to see your drawings of the frogs in their habitat. Enjoy.